Go ahead. It's fine. Oh, Shanti. Good morning, Lee Sung Soon TV. I hope you're well. Good to see you. Thank you for the like. And yes, there's Lee Sung Soon TV's link. I don't know why I'm whispering. Why are you whispering, Cat? I don't know. I have no idea why I'm whispering. You think I did with my glasses, Jack? Do you know? CP5 baby. see it there. But yeah, me. Oh, Lordy.
Om Shanti Shanti peace. Sweet Lord Jesus set us free. Every soul now shifting into perfect peace, into divinity, into perfect peace, into divinity.
Coffee Cake, good morning. How are you? So good to see you.
Om Shanti Judah Mama set us free. Every soul now shifting
You're doing okay. Woke up like an hour ago, crashed out early. And us, hmm, we're well. We always go to sleep early though, and we always get up early. I would say I woke up an hour ago also. Ooh. This is more than 3 pages. Okay, good. Good stuff right there. Coffee Cake, do you have a pet? Oh gosh. Yes. 3, 2 cats and 1 dog. Very cool. Hey, you know what? On my community tab where it says visit community, if you want to post a picture of your animals, that would be awesome. I would love to see everybody's animals. If you can catch them. Funny. 2 cats and 1 dog. I think that's how we started. Each of my girls had a cat, and then we just had a family dog. Okay, well, we had my dog. Let's be honest here. And that goes for anybody else out there. If you're subscribed to me, you can go to my YouTube channel and visit the community page, and you can post a picture of your pet so that I can ooh and ah over your fur babies or feathered babies or finned babies. Coffee Cake says that's cool. My cat is a tuxedo kitty. She looks like a little cow. Oh my gosh, I love that. And my other is a tortie, and my dog is a Chiweenie. Aw. I watch it's called FOF Rescue. It's Friends of Felines Rescue in Defiance, Ohio, I think. But it's a channel on YouTube, and they have like a whole handful of tuxedo cats, and they are amazing, so striking. Gosh, cats, you have so many choices with cats. I couldn't pick a favorite. Except for those really sexy gray velvety cats. I'm allergic to them. Unfortunately, it's nothing about their fur. Coffee Cake says, yes, she's a character too. She understands Spanish and comes from a reservation out here, what you call a res cat. Aw. Am I charging? My battery was so low this morning. Good. Okay. Good morning, Lucy. So good to see you. Hey, Lucy. I was just telling Coffee Cake that if you wanted to put a picture of one of your animals on my community page, I would love that. Though I already know your animals, and you know pudding is my favorite. But could be some advertisement for you too, if you wanted to. It's really good to see you too, Lucy. How are you doing? Did you finally get some sleep yesterday? Not that you need any more subscribers. I mean, if you do, you do, but you're so such a big channel. You're so impressive, Lucy. Thanks, Lucy. Lucy says, you post on mine if you wanted to. I forgot you already had your community way set up. I was like, what is this? Wow, I think you're probably what really brought me attention to it. Or maybe Brandon Ferris. I don't know if you know who he is. Just a crazy guy. Funny. I want you to know I have freckles in my armpits. How does that happen? I think I've got new freckles. I thought I was done. Lucy says, yes, I got good sleep. I slept through Yogi's last two live streams. That's why I wasn't there. I figured. You kept saying in the morning you were tired. Good morning, Carl. How are you? So good to see you, friend. Today, Carl goes live. 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern Standard Time. 8 for Carl. Am I right, Carl? Because I know you'll tell me when I'm wrong. I appreciate that. Correct. Good deal. You know, I'm going to set an alarm too. 3 p.m. There we go. I really should make it for 2:55. I'll do both. 2:55 and 3. No excuses today, Cat. Carl, how's your weather today? You know, some places we're getting some pretty serious storms in the U.S. yesterday afternoon and into the evening. Carl says it's very foggy. What is that? 39. It's due to be 27 degrees Celsius today. That's hot. Is that why it's foggy? Have you had some rain also or no? Steamy. Steamy here.
Shanti, Shanti, peace. Sweet Lord Jesus set us free. Every soul now shifting into perfect peace, into divinity, into perfect peace, into divinity.
All right, we'll just leave it like that.
Oh, Shanti, Shanti. Judah Mama set us free. Every soul now shifting
do that. You won't have Ali tonight. He's on holiday. Got you. Well, too bad for you. Good for Ali. I know you really like to have your top mods around with you. And Lucy's sending unicorns, hearts, and rainbows just to let us know she's still here. I appreciate you. She says, yep, still here. What's today? Thursday? Do you go live? I feel like you went live last Friday at 8. Is that wrong? Or was it Thursday? I'm so confused. I know you just went live and I was asleep. Last time you went live was Tuesday night. So when is the next time you're going live, Lucy? Lucy says it was a passionate live, LOL. I bet it was. With an impassioned redhead as the host, it had to have been. Okay, Friday morning, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. or so, doing tarot. This one will be much more lighthearted. Cool. As always, if I'm around Wi-Fi, I'll try to jump on. It always depends on what work looks like and if I'm working with somebody. We'll have it written down anyways. Friday. I think, aren't you an hour difference from me? That's why I'm thinking 8. morning, Marlon. How are you? You have it scheduled? You want to drop your link? Okay, so that's why the 8 a.m.'s hitting me. Friday, 8 a.m. I've got it written down. I might even set an alarm. Lucy says, hey, MK. As unicorns, rainbows, and hearts. The Lucy signature. Change that to an 8. AM. Label. The label is Lucy. And let's make that for Friday. Friday, yes. Go me. Maddie, good morning. Everybody's saying hello to each other. Breaking those chains, breaking those chains. Did y'all know, like at 10:30 at night, it is brightest day outside Maddie's window? It's the wildest thing. I'm really good, Maddie. I hope you are. I had a brief moment of not being sure what day it was this morning when I woke up. It was like, do I go to work or do I not? Martin says, well, yeah. Well, yeah, that's normal if you're far enough north. Well, duh me. I'm so wrapped up in my own little world. I don't know what's going on everywhere else. I just thought it was really cool. Oh my gosh. Maddie says, I'm okay. I didn't sleep till after 2 a.m. and then I was up at 5 a.m. Oh, Marlon says, here a bit further south, it gets dark around 10 p.m. And have I ever seen the midnight sun, Cat? No. I did look at my door this morning and say, hey man, how did the moon end up in such a wildly different place from just a few nights ago? But I guess it was a few weeks ago. Time is flying. Oh, Lucy says, did I say Friday morning? I meant Saturday morning. I don't know if you said that or if I inferred it. I may have just assumed Saturday. Okay, fix it there. Maddie says maybe got 2 hours of sleep. I've had sleep deprivation for 25 years. I can imagine how much that would add to somebody's overall well being, Maddie. Sleep is so important for regeneration, going back to source. Marlon says the midnight sun is exactly what it sounds like. The sun doesn't set, just hangs a bit lower in the summer within the Arctic Circle. And I've seen like videos and stuff like that in documentaries, but certainly not in person. Yeah, and the flip side, the winter, that means days where the sun won't even rise. I couldn't handle that. Maddie says probably why I'm falling to bits. Well, if this is you falling to bits, you're just stinking awesome. Every little bit of you. But yes, I think your health probably does suffer a little bit because of the lack of sleep. Lucy says, I used to do Monday nights and Friday mornings. See, I do remember Friday morning. I'm not going crazy. She says, I changed it to Tuesday night and Saturday mornings when I do panels. My bestie Red December can be there. Okay, I see. Marlon says, at the poles, north and south, you have 6 months constant light and 6 months gloomy dark light. The equator always has equal day and night, equal days and night. In between, you have the whole spectrum. Just so different. I used to work overnights, and just that little bit of shift and losing the sunlight, I think it made me a little crazy. Definitely gave me a real us versus them kind of mentality. You just become a different person. It was not good for me. Maddie says, at my worst, I never slept for 5 days and nights. Doctor gives me sleeping medication, but I don't take it. It makes me feel awful the next day. Yeah, if you're sensitive to it, I'm sure people have mentioned melatonin to you. And I know that can give you a little bit of a, I think it's less for me, but it can give you a little bit of a morning hangover. Carl says, I'm on troll lookout later. Everybody, Carl goes live today, 8 p.m. his time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the US. Figure it out from there. But you should check out Carl on his lives if you haven't before. Marlon says there are some antidepressants that are pretty safe and help you sleep. I can almost. not assume anything because I don't know anything. That's really tough, Maddie. I think well, for sure, ever since I went to work for Pepsi, I just love sleep. Like, I embrace it like a best friend. I wrap it around me, I snuggle in it. I guess if you were to ask me what one of my favorite things was, I would say sleep. Maddie says, I used to just tie flies all night. Now I try to stay in bed and at least rest. I can't say you're not trying. Maddie, it's a wonder you're so sweet. I just think about when I don't have sleep, I get so grumpy. When other people don't get sleep, I notice how grumpy they get. And you're just always so sweet all the time. Carl says your opposition helps me sleep. Really? Coke helps you sleep? Oh, we could take this in so many different directions. Coca-Cola makes you sleep. It doesn't seem like it makes sense, but I'm known to have a cup of coffee with me in bed before sleep. Maddie says I'm never really grumpy, to be fair. I'm used to a lack of sleep. Have you ever tried something containing natural plant medicine? I don't know how legal or not legal. I'm guessing it's not legal in Scotland. But what do I know? Nothing, as I've stated before. You know what I realized the other day is I make a lot of assumptions and find I'm wrong quite often, as my daughters have been pointing out to me a lot since they've become adults. Well, one daughter in particular, not in a mean way. Ah, I see. Maddie says, it's not legal here and I can't as it makes me sick. And I get drug tested at work. I work with heavy machinery and chainsaws. Oh, yeah, that wouldn't be a good idea. I just know a lot of people in Virginia. We'll say in Virginia. I'm on the Tennessee Virginia line. I know a lot of people in Virginia who use it just to sleep. And if it makes you sick, it's definitely not for you. Hey, Carl, did you know I almost went to work for Coke? A cola? Yeah, see, Carl says, we're on the same wavelength here. Carl says, I have the Coca-Cola truck. Um, when I decided I was going to go find a real job after my other job expired, um, I think I applied at Coke first. And I just missed the email because I applied for Pepsi afterwards. And I saw the email for Pepsi, but not the one for Coke until after a long time after I got hired at Pepsi. I found the email where, they invited me to finish or complete the interview process. That was really interesting. It was like, oh, you were meant to be where you're at. Oh my, Maddie says, I can drink a liter of whiskey and still not sleep. Not that I drink often. I abstained for 25 years, not had a drink for 8 weeks since my blood pressure issues. Oh, well, good. I have my little bouts. I like a glass of wine or two, but then, or a bottle. Usually a bottle takes me a couple days, but then I'm done. I'm done for months and months and months. Yeah, Lucy says, that's right. Didn't you ask me a tarot question about that job? Something like, if that job will take, if I remember correctly, I gave you a 60% chance and 40% chance no. You're very, very good with your memory, Lucy. That is it. I wanted to know if I would still have the job because I'm ready for something else. Well, I think I'm ready for something else. I want to be ready for something else, something more meaningful. Hi, Stitchy. Good morning. You're up awful early. Have you slept? Every time I've asked either tarot or intuitives, they've always gave me the same answer, that you still have a reason to be at Pepsi. You'll still be there for a while. You didn't get any sleep. Oh my gosh. Are you okay, Stitch? Carl says they've just opened a big factory here, a big Coke factory, Coca-Cola factory. What I will say about Coke is they give their employees really cool t-shirts. I've gotten a few t-shirts with Pepsi over the 10 years I've been with them, but only one really cool one. Lucy says, I feel like I've gotten better. For cards, Spirit is telling me 4 cards. That is what Spirit is telling me. That is the number of cards I need to give an accurate answer. Okay. I was already accurate, just even better now, like an upgrade. Do you pay attention to things like the Schumann resonance, Lucy? There's been several, do they call them time jumps recently? Which has been really interesting. And it would be make sense with having upgrades or downloads or just advancing quickly. But you're very gifted for sure. So, and with practice, how could you not get better? It doesn't surprise me a bit. Stitchy says, I'm tired. Aw, I'm sorry. Why haven't you slept? Oh, Lucy says, I feel like I've done this before in a past life, which could explain why I got so good so fast. Yeah, that is coming naturally to you. I've heard ideas that you could call on your gifts, the gifts of your other selves out there, since time is not linear. We don't want to say past lives, but other lives where we have gifts that you could call on those and ask for some help in those areas if that's what you wanted. Yes, Maddie. Maddie says apologies, have to dash. I have a doctor's appointment today. Love to you all. Love you, Maddie. I hope everything goes well. We'll expect to hear a full report this afternoon. Lucy says, I do want to learn other things like witchcrafty stuff. I just say witchy stuff. Spells as a white witch. I feel like I was a witch and I am a witch now. My powers are just starting to wake up. Maddie says, bless. Thank you, Kat. You're very welcome. I love you, Maddie. Lucy, we grew up with a mom, a Catholic mom, and and then she became more of a fundamentalist, or maybe she stayed. I don't know, but she was very strict on the things we could dabble in. But me and my girls would always joke and notice all the witchy kind of things she did. And as my mom got older, she kind of joked about stuff, which was really interesting. But me and my girls, well, me and one of my girls definitely have feelings about the burning of witches. We feel like there's been something there for us, or there, there is another lifetime where that's happened. And Carl says, "Take care, Maddie." And Yogi says, "I'll be thinking of you today, Maddie." Hi, Yogi. Good morning. Lucy says, "Hey, Yogi Eric." Yogi, I hope you got some sleep. In the sea of sleep deprivation, I hope you were able to find some sleep yourself. Yogi says, "Hi, Lucy." And oh, hi, Cat. And finally, Yogi says, "Hi, Carl." Oh, my goodness. What does this say? Oh, okay. Let's go back to what we were doing.
Om Shanti Shanti. Sweet Lord Jesus, set us free. Every soul now
Oh my
shifting
goodness.
into perfect peace, into divinity, into perfect peace, into divinity. Om Shanti Shanti. Judah Mama set us free. Every soul now shifting.
Yogi, how are your storms? How was your weather last night? Did it calm down? Did you end up in the basement with two cats?
Sweet Lord Judah, set us free. Every soul now shifting into perfect peace, into divinity, into perfect peace, into divinity. Shanti, Shanti. Sweet Lord Judah, set us free. Every soul now shifting into perfect peace, into divinity, into perfect peace, into divinity.
Carl says, take care, everyone. Thanks for coming by, Carl. Everybody, Carl, do you have a link? Do you want to drop a link for your live today? Carl is in Ireland. He goes live 8 p.m. his time. For me, that would be 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern Standard Time. And I hope to see you, Carl. Yogi says it did calm down, although I did end up in bed with one cat sitting on me and staring at me in the face all night. That's funny. So I looked up some possible meanings of having a dream about a baby, not having a baby, but having a baby or holding a baby. And a lot of them said it depended on the feeling, what was the emotions around it, and it was pure joy. It was just goofing off with a little baby. So it was all good. New beginnings. It was wonderful. Wonder what Carl would do if I went to work for Coke. I just don't look in red, good in red. That's why I don't go to work for Coke.
Om Shanti Shanti peace. Sweet Lord Jesus set us free. Every soul now shifting into perfect peace.
Yogi says, I like the thought of new beginnings. Me too.
Into perfect peace, into divinity. Om Shanti Shanti. Judah Mama set us free. Every soul now shifting
Thank you. He said, you do look good in blue. Pepsi is a good fit. Yeah, I don't think it's an accident that that's where I ended up, but
Sweet Lord Judah set us free. Every soul now shifting into perfect peace, into divinity, into perfect peace, into divinity. Sweet Lord Judah set us free. Every soul now shifting into perfect peace, into divinity.
and there's Lucy's unicorns, hearts, and rainbow vibes.
Shanti, Shanti, sweet Lord Jesus set us free. Every soul now shifting into perfect peace, into divinity, into perfect peace, into divinity.
I look good in purple, not sure where I should apply. Yeah, that is confusing. Jack has been super active this morning, don't you think? Speaking of sleep,
Shanti, Shanti, sweet Lord Jesus set us free. Every soul now shifting into perfect peace, into divinity, into perfect peace, into divinity.
hey Eric, do you think the meaning of your name has any meaning in your life? What about you, Lucy? I've been looking at names and how people fit their names. Just people, my family. Oh, Lucy's name is Of the Light. Wikipedia says maybe also shiny or of light complexion. I love the shiny. I love shiny things. That's why I love Lucy so much. Yes. Beautiful. I love that, Lucy. So fitting. That's exactly what I mean. So fitting. Most of the time, anyway, I have my moments. We all do. Even though you have your moments, Lucy, that doesn't change that you are the light. It doesn't take away from that. So Jack thinks about it all. Jack, you're so rude. Lucy says, "Oh, thanks, Kat. You're welcome. It's the truth, though. Nothing can change what you are." I know. He's so funny. He's so rude. So rude, Jack. Always looking for a way to show his butt. My mom picked the name for one of my daughters when she was still having babies. It was a girl's name that she was going to use, but she didn't have any more girls. So I took the name, and the first name is Winter. And sure enough, that girl, so I had the name planned, and she was born on the very last day of winter, and she loves the snow. She loves the cold weather. So interesting. She also loves killer storms. Alexandria, good morning. Hi there. How are you? Don't mind the dog showing his butt. Oh, she says, "I'm restless. How are you?" "I'm good. I'm just waking up." Are you trying to rest? And you're restless? Alexandria says, "Yes. Well, this is the right place to come to. You just hang out here for a little while and you'll go to sleep." For real. Lucy says, "I was born on July 2nd. Hottest time there is. Lindsay Lohan has the same birthday and we are both redheads. Just want to point that out." That's a good one.
Sweet Lord, you my set us free. Every soul now shifting into perfect peace, into divinity, into perfect peace, into divinity. Shanti, Shanti. Sweet Lord, you my set us free. Every soul now shifting into perfect peace, into divinity, into perfect peace, into divinity.
Hey, Lucy, you know why I like A Course in Miracles? Secretly. Don't tell anybody. But they call them lessons, but they have directions. And sometimes I like to think of them as spells. They have directions on how to do it, when to do it, what the outcome's going to be. Lucy says, oh, interesting. I never actually read any of them. And the secret is safe with me. Thank you. Oh, Alexandria says, I'm stressing about a lawsuit that I filed. I'm praying they show me justice. I have been struggling 2 years with surgeries and etc. Yogi says, how about spells that remove illusions? Absolutely. That's the goal. I'm sorry, Alexandria. I'm going to pray for you, friend. I'm going to pray that you have the very best possible outcome for you. Spells that remove illusions. That's like a superpower. A super spell. Alexandria says, thank you. You're welcome. It just makes me think, how about spells that remove illusions? What great creators we are.
Om Shanti Shanti peace. Sweet Lord Jesus set us free. Every soul now shifting
Puts everything in a little bit of a different perspective for me.
into divinity.
Because wouldn't you want to cast spells to create illusions? Well, no, you wouldn't. But we think in the illusion, that would be really cool. But we're really doing it. All right, I'm just going off this morning. Yogi says, well, I am convinced that you do have superpowers. You're superhuman. Beyond superhuman. Yes. Spells that show what is real. Oh, like having x-ray vision. Damn it, we do need capes. Yogi, that could be your merchandise. A cape, symbolic of our powers. I'd buy a cape from you. That would be really unique. Ooh, capes.
Sweet Lord, Judah set us free. Every soul now shifting into perfect peace, into divinity, into perfect peace, into divinity. Om Shanti Shanti. Sweet Lord, Judah set us free. Every soul now shifting into perfect peace, into divinity, into perfect peace, into divinity. Om Shanti Shanti. Sweet Lord Jesus set us free. Every soul now shifting into perfect peace, into divinity, into perfect peace, into divinity. Morning joy, morning joy,
Marlon's back. Good morning, Dundee in the gym. How are you? Marlon, I don't remember if you did say how you were doing today. Or am I imagining that you've been here this morning? I just question everything. Marlon says, I just had breakfast and my morning dose of sunlight. Nice. Yes, you were here this morning because that's what we were talking about, sunlight. Woo! Marlon says, my cat is definitely getting close to her old self. Let's see how she likes a car ride today. Marlon says, I definitely was here. Not sure I said anything. Yes, you said, Cat, don't you know? Don't you know that it's different outside of your world? Don't you know there's a whole big world out there that you don't know about? Midnight sun, yes. So anyways, Marlon, how are you? Alexandria says, I have a weird question. I need to know where my mom put my diploma before she passed away. I can't find it. You know what? Well, she does yes or no answers.
Into divinity, into perfect peace, into divinity.
I don't know, Alexandria. Yogi says just because others have forgotten who they are doesn't mean that we have to forget too. Our spells serve as a correction in our perception. And Marlon says it's always sunny at 70 degrees north in the summer. Yogi says, sorry, thinking aloud with my fingers. No, think aloud. And Dundee says, I'm getting better. And Alexandria, that sucks. Maybe, Alexandria, if you sit down and get really, really quiet and out loud or in your mind, ask your mom, where did you put my diploma? And see if you get an answer or an inkling or an idea or even a voice that tells you. Lucy says words, thoughts, and actions are like spells. You're putting that energy out into the universe. You're not only putting your energy out into the universe, you're focusing. You're focusing your energy on a specific idea. And your focus is your power. It's your currency. It's what you're paying. You're using your energy to pay attention to a certain thing, whether good or bad. I don't want to say good or bad. Whether the results are desired or undesired. Marlon says, that was supposed to be a bad wordplay on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It went over my head, Marlon, but that's me. A lot of things do. Alexandria says, okay, I will definitely do that. I wish you well on that. I hope you get some really great results, Alexandria. Lucy says, in other words, hoping for something that you want to happen. I think, Lucy, hoping for something that you want to happen. And then maybe at a certain point, letting that go and just trusting that what's going to happen is going to be the best for you. I think sometimes we limit ourselves and limit what we can create by focusing on less. But we might not be aware that it's less. Akshay says, Lucy, please return. Well, good morning to you, Akshay. I hope I'm saying that right. Good morning to you. Marlon says, me and my cat will go on a day trip today, maybe right after Yogi's. Nice. I did not know that Lila was under the weather. You said something earlier about she's getting back to her old self. Yes, and Yogi says, awesome, Marlon. Good morning, Stewie. How are you? Stewie from the Fisherman's Lodge is here. Good to see you, friend.
Om Shanti Shanti, sweet Lord Jesus set us free. Every soul now shifting into perfect peace, into divinity, into perfect peace, into divinity.
Yogi says, hi, Stuart. Are you moved in somewhere yet, Stewie? Are you still looking? Oh, I hope I never have to move again. I hope I never have to do the moving. How's that?
Om Shanti Shanti.
Stewie says, I'm okay. Staying at a friend's house. Had enough of the neighbor upstairs. Oh my. So, what's going on with your house hunt? I'm gonna throw some water in the microwave. Maybe another cup of coffee. Imagine that. Something's been niggling at the back of my brain. I have to go write it down now. Stewie says, I'm waiting on the paperwork to be finalized, but it's looking likely we are getting another house. I hope that happens soon for you, Stuart. And Lucy says, I do focus on what I want and don't want most of the time. I'm really not focused like that. I'm too busy for that, lol. I'm just talking in general. I think most of us are too busy for that to be intentional in what we're thinking. And that's when we create things we don't really want. But we have to create those things that we don't want to understand what it is we do want. I think Abraham calls it sifting and sorting and contrasts. Marlon says, and while she is very hard, I feel like I missed something. Okay, here. Then Marlon says, yeah, she was sick. Not sure if she ate something wrong, caught a disease, or just me being worried, rubbed off. Stress can make cats physically sick. And while she is very hard to seriously stress, she was stressed badly one time, and me being a wreck. And expressing my emotions physically on a punching bag is something she's not used to at all. And of course, I can't tell her that I'll be okay, just not at the moment. So to her, her whole world changed completely. That's very aware of you, Marlon, especially with your cat being so close to you. I call her your familiar. I could see how she could take on that energy and not know what to do with it and react. That's something to really think about. Lucy says, I love my black cat, a witch's best friend. I love your black cat too. By the way, that was another one of my mom's witchy things. We always had black cats, always.
Om Shanti Shanti peace. Sweet Lord Jesus set us free. Every soul now shifting into perfect peace, into divinity, into perfect peace, into divinity.
Hey, Baba. Good morning. Hi. How are you? Good stuff. Marlon says she basically threw up a bunch, stopped eating, maybe because she didn't want to puke again, and became lethargic. But it also showed me I have to take care of myself so I can be there for her. Even if I have to pull back from some other people, my cat is who I have the most responsibility for, since her life is in my hands and her well being is my responsibility. You know, aren't our animals wonderful teachers? Listen, I don't drive in nasty weather because my dog needs me. And that is the truth. I've been thinking a lot. I need to put a note or something in my car and about how to get into my house if something ever happens to me, because nobody would know. And poor Jack. I need a instead of a medic alert bracelet, a code to get into the house and instructions for my dog. Marlon says, when I was just worried or sad, she would either do nothing or actually be more close to me. But when things got worse and mixed with anger and frustration, it became too much for her. Marlon says, get one of those old people things that send an alarm when you lose consciousness. I'm just thinking if I got no car accident or something. Oh, Yogi says my cat threw up this morning too, Marlon. It's worrisome. Marlon says, yeah, mine did like 5 times within a few hours one day. And Yogi says, sorry, Marlon. Prayers for you both. And Marlon says, I know. That's what I mean. As far as the old people things. He's going to tie a note to my underwear. Marlon says, now she looks at me like she wants some action. I'm really glad she's feeling better, Marlon, and I hope Yogi's cat. Is this upstairs cat or downstairs cat? I hope Yogi's cat starts feeling better. I have not looked at my weather today, even though I know it's going to be rainy. I think I'm doing pretty much the same weather as Yogi. Oh, look at that. Looks like it's going to be a really nice weekend and a hot next week. I thought I had more rain coming, just some today. It's going to be a busy weekend. Marlon asks Yogi if it's a normal thing for her to throw up. Is it ever a normal thing? I guess hairballs. Some cats are more prone to be hackers, from what I remember. Yogi says no, not normal, but not completely out of the ordinary. Well, let's just hope we're being over worried parents. I have to ask myself that with Jack sometimes because, he's my main focus. So I watch everything. Poor guy. No wonder he's camera shy. He's always under a spyglass, always under constant observation. Trying to remember what Seth was talked to Jane and Robert many times about cats and what cats and pets can perceive. I just can't remember any of it right now. Oh. Marlon says, same with Lila. When it's full of hairs, I don't get worried. But if not, I get at least aware and see if anything seems off. When it happens a few times, I know something is off. And there's our good friend Lucy with her unicorns, hearts, and rainbows. And Lucy says, see you at Yogi's. Yep, it is 4:59. So we will go ahead and end the live and get set up over at Yogi's. I have pinned the link for Yogi's live stream. Anybody wanted to come over and join us? All right, friends, I love you. Thank you for being here with me. I appreciate you so much, and I hope you have an awesome day.